Mark Robinson, terrific victory, well done.
Yeah, really pleased. Let's wrap it up early to give it a bit more time off as well to allow us to be able to practice day on Thursday for 2020 as well. So look, it's great. It's a good feel-back, good factor to. We won the first two games and we've won our third game now. It took a little bit of time, but weather thwarted us in a couple of them. But it's a nice thing.
Two standout performances in the match, Luke Wright and Steve Goffin. We'll talk about McGoffin in a minute, but talk us through the innings of Luke Wright, because it was almost a game-changing innings.
Well, look, the game was in the balance. What you don't know what was a good score. We always felt 250 was a good score, a competitive score. So that was the first target, and then obviously to get to 400. But Wright has worked really hard. He's made one technical change when he came back from the 2020s last year, and it's allowed him to know where his off stump is a bit better. But his desire to score 4-day runs and change how people view him as a 4-day cricketer is testament to him. I think that's his fourth score of over 150, which is outstanding. And he's not just getting hundreds; he's getting big hundreds. So. Yeah, it was the innings and the partnership with Ben Brown that put us into a really match-winning position, and Stephen Goffin obviously did his bit.
Carrying on the Luke theme, is that a change in Luke's game? He wants to be seen as a batsman who could, he can bat in the middle and make big hundreds, as you say.
Well, yeah, that's the mental change he made last year, as I say, halfway through last year. And the captain has, he got some big runs at 6, and the captain has challenged him to bat at 5, especially with the injuries, etc. And taken responsibility of being the frontline batter. And again, Wright is relishing it. He had a really good game at Durham last week, and obviously had 150 already against Durham. The second game at Durham away, and this one, the proper innings. And I think sometimes Luke gets a bad press, not in the sense of having stick, but there's the view as a bit of a thrasher and this, that and the other. But as I say, if anybody's seen his innings in the last year, they know that he's got more to his game nowadays than just having a bit of a dart.
Mark, is he unable to bowl at the moment, or he's just not bowling?
He's unable to bowl. He was desperate to bowl, but he's got a small turn in his thigh, which I think was done at Somerset, Taunton. So he's one of the players who's carried niggles and injuries for quite a while now. And as I say, when players do that, I think for someone like Wright, he can carry it a bit better because he's having a bit of success personally. When you as a team are having a hard time, and you as an individual are having a hard time, and you're carrying injury as well, it's like having constant toothache throbbing away at you. So Wright is not 100% fit. He's able to bat. Doesn't need, as long as he's be careful between the wickets. And it's the same with the captain with his hamstring. He wants to bowl.
And actually, Ed, watching him back, a very valuable 40, early on in the match. Is he still struggling with that hamstring?
He is, yeah. He's unavailable for Friday. Wright is unavailable to bowl on Friday, which hurts us as a team. Ed. Look, Ed's innings and Steph Barrett's in that. You talk about where the game was won to a degree. It was that first morning. They were great bowling conditions. And the wicket was at its worst. There was some naughty balls bowled on it, and humid and slightly damp, and for us to get through to lunchtime, and there was some proper courage showed, some blows taken, as I say, Steph to come in the team and bat for and have that partnership with the captain, which got us to about 3 o'clock. I think that's where the game wasn't actually won there, but was properly set up, and then Wrighty and Brownlee obviously took the game away from them.
We're running out of superlatives for this fellow McGoffin. I just wonder, Mark, whether you sort of reflect going back 2 years to when you first heard that McGoffin was available. No one could have dreamt it was going to turn out like this.
No, you can't. And Southfield just pulled out. Southfield pulled out on the Friday. Southfield pulled out on the Saturday. I've got an email from Stephen Goffin's agent on the Friday, the day before. Sam pulled the Saturday. So I phoned up Yards, we had a look at the stats, did a couple of phone calls, spoke to him, signed him, 5-1 debut at Liverpool, and look, he's not the most flamboyant and stylish cricketer in that sense, but my God, is he effective, and he's robotic in his delivery of what he delivers. He's got great skill. He's ever such a good player in the dressing room. He's down to earth. He's a perfect overseas professional.
I just wonder what other help he provides with the other quick bowlers, because this was an inexperienced attacker. I've slightly got on notice that Hopkins picked up 5 wickets in this match.
Well, I think first of all, what he does do, he leads by example, and he allows them to get it wrong now and again. because you know with him he's delivering good control. So when Matt was having the spells which were expensive, it didn't hurt us too much because we had the experience of Treadwell, but obviously Steve McGoffin doing what he'd done in that early spell that he did really knocked the heart out of Northampton's spirit, because we got 400, everyone knew that was a good score, and then to knock over 3 early doors, it puts a bit of a fatal wound in the ribs.
You mentioned James Treadwell. He's here for a month. What's the news on James Treadwell?
We need to speak to Kent. He's a Kent player. From our point of view, and it seems to be a relationship that's working, because Riley's allowed to play at Kent and do well, and Treaders is playing here, and we're loving him, and he's doing well for us. And obviously, he then goes back and playing one-day cricket. But we need just to speak to Kent to see if there's anything changed. What we decide when we sign Treaders, it will be done on a monthly basis, and we'll review it and we'll go from there.
One other added thing that Treadwell gives you is his catching in the six with Michael Yardley out. What a pair of hands.
Yeah, we've lost our slip cord, haven't we? We've brought RHB into our slip cord in the absence of CJ, Chris Jordan in yards, and then we lost Ian Rory as well. So Treaders has come in and he's got some great catches for us, which is, as you say, we haven't dropped a catch in this game, which is brilliant. Steph Paley, Steph Paley wouldn't have imagined at the first game of the season he would have been batting number 4 and standing at first slip or third slip on occasions. So, things happen and change pretty quickly.
There was a bit of chat about the pitch the inspectors were having. Do you have any concerns at all, Mark, during the game?
Well, you have a concern because he hadn't gone home when he was still here. So, I would have been in uproar, I think, if anything would have happened, because that would have probably done anybody any good, or if I get myself into trouble. But look, we've had a game against Warwickshire here last year. We've played knots on a wicket that it's impossible to get a result on. And what we're doing here is relaying the square and relaying wickets to try and get pace and carry into the game, to get proper exciting cricket. And I think if wickets where the intention is to do that get hit by penalties, well, then we are destroying the game, because we want the ground plan not to play it safe. It wasn't as if it was really grassy to try and things up a win. It wasn't as if we'd made it to try and spin. It was made to just be a good cricket wicket with good pace. So you've got to protect the groundsman and allow them to try and produce those type of wickets.
Look ahead to Friday, T20 against Kent. I guess injuries might play quite a role in the team selection, Mark.
I think it'd be a similar team to last Friday. We had 8 cap players on Friday, but you're going to have Yes Ralph, like Moonlight and Chris Nash and people like that playing. So it's going to be a good crowd in a Sky game. They'll bring a bit more razzmatazz, the Sky cameras and the Sky promotions that they put on. It's going to be a fantastic game against Kent. We've got some plans for Treadwell. I've just told him about that. We're taking him down. I tell you that's the first bloke that's going. So it's a great game, but you're right. I can't imagine anybody being fit for the game who was, apart from Ron, might be fit. Hopefully, I think everybody else will still be out for this one.
And 2 home games now. Kent are followed by Glamorgan, and Sussex aren't out of this.
No, we're not at all. We know we win our games. We'll be somewhere there close, and that's the number 1 goal.
Final question, talking to Steve McGoffin, 50 over around the corner as well. Might McGoffin be in your plans for the 50 over, or is he viewed really as a championship bowler?
Look, Steve's a good bowler, so he can play in any competition, but we've got to be mindful of workloads and his knees. And I think if he went down at the moment, I think I'd have not just a few more grey hairs, I don't think I'd have any hair left. So we've got to be very mindful that if our premier bowler goes down, then we're in a bit of a mess. So, not saying he won't play, but it's not in plan A, only because of he's so important to us.
Well, tremendous result, Mark. Well done, and many congratulations.
Thank you.